Welcome to the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. Hope you guys have a great Sunday. Let's talk a little recruiting. You know what the topic is. That is the commitment of Carnell Tate. You can see there on the screen, he's made the announcement. He made the announcement to make the announcement to make the announcement that he is going to be committing on June the 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. You can see there he's got 4 schools in the mix with LSU, Ohio State, Tennessee, and Notre Dame. But everybody in the country knows that it's down to Ohio State in Tennessee, and a lot has changed. This has been a wild ride. It's been a crazy commitment. There's been some ups and downs, some misinformation, and we're going to take a look at it, break it down. But as always, do me a favor, smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel. Also, if you are new to the Talkin' VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. So if you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's take a look at this article from SI.com, written by Matt Ray. Elite wide receiver Tate reveals commitment announcement date. Now, he's got a few good points in here that we can kind of launch off of and talk about. It says here, Carnell Tate has kept multiple fan bases anxiously awaiting his commitment, and he has now set the time frame from when it will come. Tate has announced earlier this evening on social media that he plans to announce his commitment decision on Monday, June the 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And that's the first point. Carnell Tate, you know, it's been known for some time that he wanted to have his moment. He wanted to be the center of attention. He wanted that spotlight on him. And kudos to him. I think he's done a good job doing that. He's got the world talking. Everybody was talking about Carnell Tate this weekend. Everybody was following Twitter, following Instagram. Those that have access to VolQuest were on VolQuest refreshing, waiting on Carnell Tate to pull the trigger at any moment after the commitment video was done. So this kid has done a good job setting himself up. On the flip side, my personal opinion, things have started to leak, things have started to come out, showing him at Ohio State. We're going to break that down in just a second as well. I think personally he should have pulled the trigger Saturday night. That's when he had the most buzz, the most excitement. Everybody was talking, and now it's kind of leaked to the media. The news is out. It's no real surprise. Everybody says he's going to Ohio State. The moment is gone. The moment is gone at this point. Goes on to say here, while Tate mentions LSU and Notre Dame in his post, his decision is expected to come down to Tennessee and Ohio State in the end, with the Buckeyes and Vols both having confidence while the waiting game has waged. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. It says Tennessee has hosted Tate most recently for an unofficial visit, and they got him to campus for an official visit in April, which allowed the Vols plenty of staying power in his recruitment. Here's the quote from Carnell Tate. It says, this weekend allowed me to get more of a feel for the coaches. From the previous visits, I was already able to see and talk ball with them. On this visit, I was able to see how the coaches work personally and how they have fun outside of football, because at some point football will stop because it's a one-season thing, but you're on campus all year long. One thing different was seeing a practice live, seeing how Coach Pope developed his guys, went through practice. There was definitely a lot of love from the Tennessee fan base during the Mizzou game. There were people asking for signatures and taking pictures, so there was definitely a lot of love. Now, that's what I want to talk about, because this recruitment went sideways. What happened with Carnell Tate? Because all of the momentum, everything was orange. Carnell Tate, it starts with Nico, right? The Nico effect. He's going to go get Carnell Tate. Nico comes in for the visit in April. He comes in back for the official visit, one-on-one with Josh Heupel. We see him meet with Donde Plowman. We see him talking to Danny White. Everything was centered towards Tennessee at that point, so much so all the predictions were coming in on 3 had Tennessee as the heavy favorite. Everybody thought it was a done deal, so much so that it escalated to the point when Brian Hartline went to Twitter talking about getting to the league. Carnell Tate fires back and says, I can go anywhere and get to the league. Having that confidence, having that swagger. Why are you having beef on a social media platform with another coach, with the coach of Ohio State, if you're committed to Ohio State? It doesn't make sense. Carnell Tate's mom got involved. So much hate was thrown her way by certain Ohio State fans. You got to listen. I know there's Ohio State fans listening to this video. When I talk about Ohio State fans, it doesn't include every one of you. It doesn't. It includes that certain few that go out there and attack her mom, throw messages at her. We don't need Carnell Tate. We don't want Carnell Tate. That's the way it escalated, so much so that she locked down her account. Everybody thought it was a done deal. What changed from there? The Ohio State fans that were on this channel coming into the comments talking about Tennessee can only get players because they pay to play. Let me tell you guys something. Let me educate you real quick. If you don't think that NIL played a factor in Carnell Tate's recruitment, whether he commits to Tennessee or he commits to Ohio State, then I got some oceanfront property out in Utah that I'll sell you real cheap because I don't know what else to tell you. NIL is involved. Pay to play does exist. Now, it happens all over the country, and if you think Carnell Tate's going to commit to Ohio State and there's not an NIL deal in place, you're nuts. You don't know what you're talking about, and you might as well move on and troll somebody else because it is a factor. So what changed? What changed about a kid that was all orange? What changed about a kid that had the Ohio State fan base up in arms because they knew he was coming to Tennessee? What changed when he has not even been on campus for months to Ohio State? What changed in the Carnell Tate commitment? Because now we are seeing everything start to trend in the other direction. The article here goes on to talk a little bit more about his visit, being with Coach Pope. We're going to just stop the article there and talk about what changed in this recruitment. Because, again, as we kind of all sat back waiting on Saturday, we were waiting on Carnell Tate to pull the trigger. Everybody felt confident. Slowly, the crystal balls start to come in for Ohio State. Slowly, information starts to leak that Carnell Tate is going to Ohio State. Now, keep in mind, everybody is saying that he's gone silent, that he is not talking to the national media. Guess it was yesterday or late Saturday night, Brent Hubbs comes on to VAWLS and says, guys, I don't feel good about Tennessee and Carnell Tate. As more crystal balls start to roll in. Again, you have Steve Wiltfong, and if you want to point that out, that's fine. But he put his crystal ball in a long time ago, and he stuck true to that prediction and held on to it. But then you see more and more guys start to flood in and make their crystal ball predictions. And somebody made the point on VAWLS saying that's not a crystal ball. That's not a prediction. That is a spoiler because the information has since been leaked to you. We see here Tom Loy of IrishIllustrated.com put his crystal ball in. You've got Greg Biggins, 24/7 Sports, has a crystal ball in. Bill Kurelic has a crystal ball in. And Austin Price followed it up and said that stuff makes him irate because Carnell Tate wanted to have his moment. Carnell Tate has communicated, and as the information leaks, these guys put in the crystal ball and spoil his moment. The energy's gone. The excitement is gone. Everybody pretty much knows at this point that Carnell Tate is going to Ohio State. It's coming Monday at 1 o'clock. Prepare yourselves. I think most of you guys realized this at one point, but I just don't understand what changed from all the orange momentum, what changed from Brian Hartline throwing shade on social media. And I'm not even talking about the podcast that we broke down, the guy that everybody says isn't affiliated with Ohio State. I'm not talking about that guy as much as I'm talking about Brian Hartline going directly to Twitter and throwing shade about getting to the NFL, and Carnell Tate throwing it back at Ohio State, saying I can get to the league anywhere. I don't know what changed. Maybe that information will come available. Maybe it's NIL. Maybe it's not. It's not all about NIL. The kid obviously wanted to go play for Ohio State. There's no doubt about it. So did Tennessee use NIL to get in the door, but it just wasn't enough. I hear rumors that Ohio State is paying Carnell Tate so much that it's going to benefit us in the long run. I don't believe that type of rumor. It is what it is. If Carnell Tate does pull the trigger and select Ohio State on Monday, best of luck to him. Whatever happens with him and Ohio State is fine. I'll move on to the next, and we'll talk about Tennessee football because that's what we do right here on the Talkin' Vols Network. But hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' Vols Network. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin' Vols. Any and all support, greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want to make one last point that I forgot to mention. Something else that makes me feel this is leaning heavily towards Ohio State, and that is Nico Maliava unfollowed Carnell Tate on Twitter. So is that the competitive fire in Nico? Is he upset? Is there beef there? Or is it all a big smoke screen and Carnell chooses Tennessee on Monday? That's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.